Hey YouTube, it's ICU and welcome to the 111th episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. Alright, now to preface, I just wanted to say that we have a lot to talk about as far as giveaways are concerned, so I'll discuss those towards the end of this episode, so just be sure to stick around for that. Now, probably the biggest thing that happened this week was Apple's October 23rd media event, which was held in San Jose, California at the California Theater. Now, during the event, they not only unveiled the brand new iPad mini, but they also announced the iPad 4 or the 4th generation iPad, a 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro, and their 2012 iMac and Mac Mini models. Now, if you guys want complete details on both the new iPad mini and the 4th generation iPad, I did an in-depth overview video on both of the devices, essentially summarizing them and their features. So if you guys want to see that video, just be sure to check it out. Also, I did announce that I am holding an iPad mini giveaway, and if you guys want complete details on the contest, you can check out the dedicated iPad mini giveaway video. But to summarize the two devices really quickly, the iPad mini is essentially the same as the iPad 2 because it not only has the same resolution, but it also uses the same A5 processor. However, the design of the iPad mini is significantly different because Apple took elements from the iPhone 5 and 5th generation iPod Touch's design and incorporated it into the iPad mini. For instance, the silver and slate backings are highly reminiscent of the iPhone 5 and the 5th generation iPod Touch. Also, the iPad mini features the same revised speaker grills. And of course, instead of Apple's 30-pin connector, the iPad mini does have the all-new Lightning connector. Now, it also has the same cameras as the 4th generation iPad, which of course has a back-facing iSight 5-megapixel camera capable of recording 1080p video and a front-facing 1.2 megapixel FaceTime camera, which is now capable of recording 720p video. Now, the iPad mini also has 802.11 ABG and N Wi-Fi for up to twice the performance, and it also is equipped with LTE technology. Now, as far as the 4th generation iPad, nothing really has changed. It features the same exact design as the 3rd generation iPad. The major difference is the new A6X processor, which, if the iPhone 5 has told us anything, it's that the A6 chip performs incredibly well. So, you know, the A6X chip with quad-core graphics will certainly outperform even the iPhone 5. Now, of course, the 4th generation iPad also has 802.11 ABG and N Wi-Fi for, again, improved performance, and it also offers support for a broader range of LTE technology, and the FaceTime camera can record 720p. Now, even right now, Apple is sold out of initial iPad minis, so customers who go to pre-order certain iPad mini models will see delayed shipping times. Now, earlier this week, it was reported by BGR that Apple is currently testing iOS 6.0.1 with select carriers in the US, and the new firmware will offer minor changes over iOS 6, and it will definitely fix certain bugs. Now, if accurate, iOS 6.0.1 will address an issue of horizontal lines appearing when either an app folder is open or the keyboard is up. Now, the update is also said to provide a fix for the bug that causes the LED camera flash to fail sporadically. Additionally, other minor changes include improved Wi-Fi support, a new cellular data toggle for iTunes Match, a bug fix that addresses the cellular connectivity of the iPhone, a fix for another issue that grants access to certain passbook pass details on the lock screen, and finally, a solution that corrects the inappropriate and unwarranted cancellation of Exchange meetings for the whole calendar group. Moreover, BGR also claims that Apple is in the initial test stages of iOS 6.1. Now, while neither firmware was announced during Apple's October 23rd media event, it's speculated that at least one of them could be released alongside the new iPads. Now, in the past, of course, Apple has issued certain firmware builds specifically for the iPad. So if that were the case this time around, then possibly either the iPad mini or the 4th generation iPad or both of the new iPads could receive 6.1, while other iOS 6-based devices would just receive an update to 6.0.1 temporarily until they can push out a new update for all devices. However, that's likely not the case this time because Apple is trying to move away from device fragmentation, so it's likely that Apple could push out a firmware such as 6.0.1 to address those bugs and then later introduce 6.1, which of course is speculated to have improved features and functionality over the current iOS 6 firmware. Now, of course, during the event, after announcing the 2012 iMac, Apple introduced a new option to customers, and that's the Fusion drive. So previously, like for instance, with the MacBook Pro, users either had the option to choose the upgraded model with flash memory or a standard hard disk. Well, Apple introduced both of those options to the iMac so users can either pick between, again, flash memory or a hard disk. But they also have a third option now, which is the Fusion drive, which essentially combines the two different types of memory or storage together to provide the optimum balance between both speed or performance as well as capacity. Now, the Fusion drive is a combination of, by default, 128 gigabytes of flash memory and either the customer's choice of a 1 terabyte or 3 terabyte hard drive. Now, these are essentially two different storage methods that are fused together by OS X Mountain Lion into a single volume. Now, while other companies offer solutions similar to the Fusion drive, they simply don't perform in the same manner as the Fusion drive, which apparently intelligently copies files and programs from the hard drive to the flash memory or vice versa, depending on what the priority of the application or the file actually is. So if it's accessed more often, it will automatically be moved to the flash memory side, whereas if it's not used as often, it will be set back to the hard drive. Now, of course, all copying and duplicating is said to take place on the flash memory side, and then it will be moved back to the hard drive side at a later time, depending on various factors. Now, next up, I wanted to talk about another really big thing this week, and that's the revisions to the DMCA, or Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the DMCA encompasses the legality of the circumvention of digital devices and their software. And the Librarian of Congress can actually grant exemptions to this rule or to the DMCA. And since 2010, the Act explicitly stated that both jailbreaking an iOS-based device and unlocking a smartphone such as the iPhone is completely and 100% legal. However, that's all about to change. But first, thankfully, jailbreaking a device such as the iPhone is still considered legal as it's included in one of the DMCA exemptions. However, members of the jailbreak community aren't as lucky when it comes to the iPad. So apparently, because the iPad falls into the broad and supposedly ill-defined category of the tablet, the circumvention of its software will now technically be considered illegal. And the main reason for the librarian not including tablets or the iPad in the DMCA exemption is because he claims that essentially any portable electronic device could be considered a tablet, from something as simple as an e-reader to a portable gaming device or even a laptop. Additionally, smartphones purchased after January of 2013 will no longer be able to be unlocked by the user without permission of the carrier. Now, in both 2006 and 2010, the unlocking of smartphones was permitted under the DMCA. Well, you might ask, what caused this change of heart? Well, he considered the fact that when you purchase a device with an operating system such as the iPhone, you don't completely own it. You're simply licensing it according to the terms outlined in the device's end user agreement. And the point was brought up that unlocking one's phone both undermines and breaches the end user license agreement. Now again, while these new exemptions are set to take effect on October 28th, customers who purchased their iPhone before January of 2013 will still be able to unlock. And also, as Muscle Nerd pointed out, there is a silver lining to this situation. The DMCA doesn't highlight any major correlation between jailbreaking and piracy, which is essentially what the DMCA helps to fight against. Alright, and finally, let's discuss the giveaways. Now, first up, I wanted to talk about the Amazon Kindle Fire giveaway. So I did conclude that giveaway earlier this week, and I did select a winner at random out of all of the entries you guys submitted. So as of now, the winner has yet to respond to me. So if you're Wes Gruhl, just be sure to send me an email. Again, you can find my email address on Best Tech Info, and once you do that, I'll have you go through a series of steps to confirm that you are indeed the winner. Once we confirm that, I'll send out the Amazon Kindle Fire tablet to you. However, if you do not respond to me or send me an email by next week's episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors, I'll be forced to select another winner. All right, now moving on to the iPod Touch 5th generation giveaway. That will end this weekend. So in order to win the 5th generation iPod Touch, again, all you have to do is go to any of my videos, rate them up, and leave a comment down below in the comment section with the key phrase iPod Touch 5G ICU, and you'll be automatically entered to win. Now, like I said, that giveaway will be ending this weekend, and I'll select a winner at random, and I will announce the winner after this weekend. Now, I am holding a new giveaway. Like I said earlier in this episode, it's a giveaway for the new iPad mini, and if you want to enter to win that, just be sure to check out the video. All right, and really quick, before we conclude this episode, I just wanted to inform you guys of another video I made. Now, it's essentially a method to gain credits by downloading sponsored applications through a website, and then you can use those credits to essentially redeem gift cards. Now, the gift cards available right now are gift cards to Apple's iTunes Store, which includes Apple's App Store, and also gift cards to Amazon. So it's incredibly simple. All you have to really do is go to the website, download the sponsored applications. It automatically gives you the credits. You can use those credits to redeem the gift cards. So if you guys are interested in that, again, it's a completely free and legal way to get free applications from Apple's App Store. Then just be sure to check the video that I'll have a link to down below in the more info. All right, and that's it for this episode. Of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified every time I release new videos, and rate this video up again if you want to be entered into the new iPad mini or the 5th generation iPod Touch giveaway. And for the question of the day, let me know what you guys think about Apple's new iPads. Also, don't forget to be updated more often. Simply like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and add me to one of your circles inside of Google+. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.